While I'm no longer calling the balls and strikes for our hometown team, the Queen City is still my home. There's something special about this city and how we've built these streets, our businesses, how we've made this our home, and how we continue to push through despite adversity. Well, there's something else we need to do to make our community better. Better for families, better for children. Something to make our city resilient that stands the test of time. It starts with stepping up for children. Currently, 1 in 4 children in the tri-state area have been abused or neglected. Think about that. It's likely this has happened to someone you know, a neighbor, a co-worker, or maybe even a family member. About 90% of abused children are abused by someone the family trusts. Now, you may feel like you want to turn a blind eye to this, or think there isn't anything you can do. But children depend on us, and in the future, we will depend on them. Healthy families make a more vibrant, thriving community. The Family Nurturing Center is dedicated to its mission of ending the cycle of child abuse, and you have an opportunity to be part of that change. April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and I want you to join me for the next 30 minutes to learn what you can do to stop the cycle of child abuse. Stay tuned to hear real stories of people who have endured devastating abuse and how the Family Nurturing Center has helped them find the healing and the hope they need. Specialists from the Family Nurturing Center will teach us how to recognize and report child abuse and support other families in need. We will also honor Tom Gill, Mark Ayer, and the Northern Kentucky University chapter of Kappa Delta Sorority for their outstanding leadership in raising awareness and providing financial support for the Family Nurturing Center's commitment to ending child abuse. Lastly, special appearances from community leaders and organizations who commit to being part of the conversation. I know we're all looking ahead to brighter days and getting back on track to continue growing our city. Our community will not shine without the safety and protection of our children. Children need us. They need us to pay attention. They need us to be strong enough to hear the stories and brave enough to act. It's our responsibility as adults, as family members, a community, to raise awareness and help survivors of child abuse. So join me in the Family Nurturing Center, and let's step up together for children.
We had to keep going. We had to stay by their side. When they came and I could see how much pain they were in, I just said, I don't know what the future holds, how long you're gonna be with me. I promise I won't leave you. It just turned out to be forever. With the 3 children that we fostered, they had already been through 2 other homes for 18-month long periods. The kids talked about this and expressed just how hurt they really were by that. My oldest daughter, she said, everybody throws us away like we're trash. That's hard to say. So that was something that stuck with me. Very quickly, we were experiencing an extraordinary amount of rage from my son to the point where his whole body would just go into a ball. It was very painful to watch. With the youngest, she never acted like her age. She always acted either like an infant, a wolf, or a cat. There was just entirely too much hurt and chaos in their life at that point. I was simultaneously feeling overwhelmed, scared, angry, resentful that, their mother kind of let us all down, that this wasn't anything that any of us planned. The kids didn't plan it. Me and my husband didn't plan it. Whatever is going on here is bigger than I'm equipped to handle. Based on the symptoms and the behaviors that we were seeing, I was referred to the Family Nurturing Center. First experience with the Family Nurturing Center was an opportunity to teach kids what is appropriate, what's not appropriate, what is abuse, what's not abuse. What I noticed immediately with the kids was that they calmed down. They were getting this understanding that this is what you can expect from this family. No one's gonna touch you, no one's gonna hit you. They've gone from a very negative emotional state of being to actually being a developed person. They've learned to figure out who they are. Without Family Nurturing Center, we would have stayed together. We would have pushed through, but they've healed my family. Today, we are connected forever. We are stronger, we are wiser, we're healthier, we're just better.
I'm Genevieve Darnell, a biologist at Newport Aquarium. One aquatic animal that finds strength in numbers are penguins. Penguin chicks are often protected by mom or dad, but sometimes aren't always together. Dad will protect unhatched chicks for almost 2 months while mom goes off to forage for fish. Mom will travel long distances to find food for their chicks, sometimes even over 300 miles. But mom or dad will always return using a special vocalization to bring their chicks back to them. The penguin colony is like an extended family. Penguins stick together, stay warm, and have greater chance of survival by huddling. Like the Family Nurturing Center, Newport Aquarium recognizes the word family as more than a group of 1 or 2 parents or guardians. We create a safe space for our penguins to live together and be stronger together. It keeps our penguins happy, and more importantly, chicks learn how to be future parents, improving the life of all. You can learn more about penguins and other aquatic animals at Newport Aquarium or visit newportaquarium.com. The Family Nurturing Center is a resource for healthy family relationships. Donate today to help other families. I'm Genevieve Darnell, biologist at Newport Aquarium. I step up for children, and I step up for penguins.
My name is Mark Ayer, and I step up for children. I got involved with the Family Nurturing Center. It started out as a business relationship as they came looking for office space. I never knew an organization existed such as that, and I never knew how huge the child abuse problem was. Every day when I walk in the door is a memorable experience for me. The children, some smiling, laughing, some crying, just the innocence of them. I see a light in their eyes, the hope that these children have that Family Nurturing Center is providing, and it's quite impactful. The staff is incredible. They're always engaged, and they're serving a purpose, and they're doing a phenomenal job, and we're blessed to have Family Nurturing Center here. Through my involvement with Family Nurturing Center, I've become more cognizant of the various types of neglect and what to look for. The statistic is 1 out of 10 children will be in an abusive situation before they turn 18 years old. I also learned that there's other forms of abuse that doesn't take into consideration, including neglect, physical abuse, as well as exposure to domestic violence. And Family Nurturing Center wasn't here to serve all those families. Where would the kids go? How would they make it without the services that they provide? It'd be devastating. Family Nurturing Center needs your help. I would encourage everyone to donate. If I can help one kid, that makes me happy, but we can help thousands.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Ware with CoStar Charities, and I step up for children. The CoStar Charities Face It movement was founded because we know together we can end child abuse. More than 100 partner organizations have come together in this movement, including the Family Nurturing Center. We're proud to invest in the Family Nurturing Center because they're ensuring kids can grow up happy, healthy, and safe. I encourage you to follow CoStar Charities on social media, as well as visit faceitmovement.org.
Good parenting is a challenging responsibility. As a mom, I understand how being a parent has its ups and downs. We all share in those moments of triumph and failure as parents, but it's what we do in those moments that can more closely connect us to our kids and help us grow and strengthen our family. And in those frustrating moments, you may find yourself yelling, criticizing, losing control. Just stop. And here's a way to help you stop. First, we want to say it out loud. Speak about your own feelings in that moment. Say, I'm really feeling frustrated right now, and I'm really struggling to talk to you in a calm way. Keep the focus on you and your feelings, not what your kids are doing. Next, turn around. Turn away from the person who's the source of those feelings. Create some distance to prevent you from hitting, spanking, grabbing, or hurting your child. This will also help keep you from towering over your child, intimidating them, or even scaring them in some other way. Instead, sit down, shift your focus, and calm and slow your negative thoughts. Now, with a few deep breaths, in, out, in, and out. We are more able to observe the situation with calming thoughts and ask ourselves, how did I let things escalate? How did I get here? How can I shift this conversation to get a more positive outcome for myself and my child? It's really okay to admit that you handled things poorly, that you're sorry for how you overreacted, and that you want to start over. And finally, praise. Praise yourself for recognizing where your anger was leading and your ability to stop. Celebrate that success. Focus on what went right in the moment rather than what you did wrong. You're learning and making progress, and you're changing a pattern. Remember, stop. Say it out loud. Turn around. Observe the situation. And lastly, praise yourself. Remember, we're all doing the very best we can in that given moment, and we need to celebrate that.
Rolling. As they were kind of setting up, I said, hey, if it's easy to just kind of get into the talking mode by talking about the weather or your drive-in, but you were ready to jump right in. What's motivating you to be here today to talk?
Hoping that somewhere along the line it'll help somebody else. It'll give them an opportunity to put their life together. Family Nurturing Center has helped me put my life back together. With the help of my therapist, I've come to understand that it wasn't my fault. I've discovered that that abuse went back generations on both sides of my family. And it has to break somewhere. And the only way to break it is to come out and talk about it. Be honest. Be honest with yourself. You were hurt. You were hurt by somebody who you trusted and cared for you. It's kind of played an effect on my entire life and relationships with my spouses, relationships with my children. You just feel completely disconnected from anybody. Even the people you want to love, you can't love them because there's that fear factor in there. You can't trust anybody. At one point, I was actually suicidal. I didn't want to live with that darkness. I felt that if I would have been able to have stopped my abuser some 40 years ago, that the things that had transpired recently wouldn't have happened. He was caught and convicted of hurting some other people, and that's when everything started coming back, flashbacks and different things, and I knew I needed some kind of help. The 2 years that I've been coming here, it has helped me truly unlock who I am inside. It has helped me create those relationships that I've always wanted but never knew how. And it's given me a strength I didn't know I had. And every time I come here, there's something new I learn about myself. I have learned that I enjoy painting. I also enjoy riding motorcycles, anything that really has to do with motorcycles. It's time to step out of the darkness. Anyone who's my age, older, even someone a little younger than me, we've carried this long enough. It's not your burden to carry. And thanks to Family Nurturing Center, it's really freed me to be who I am.
Hi, my name is Chris Deering and I'm a senior facilitator in the Family Nurturing Center's visitation program. I want to talk to you about recognizing the signs of abuse and what you can do to keep kids safe. As adults, it's our responsibility to protect children. That's part of how we step up for the kids in our community. It may sound overwhelming, but it really starts with paying attention. Here are some of the things to look for if you are worried about a child or see something that doesn't seem right to you. It may seem obvious, but physical signs of abuse like bruises, cuts, or welts are indicators. Keep in mind though, kids will be kids, and it's fairly typical to have bruises on knees and elbows. But if you see bruising behind the ears, on the neck, or torso, it's cause for concern, because this wouldn't likely happen through everyday activities. Any bruises on an infant should raise a red flag. Changes in behavior can also be a sign of some trauma. An extreme behavior, such as being too compliant or too demanding, might warrant another look. If a child dresses inappropriately for the weather, consistently wearing long sleeves in the summer, or not having a coat in the winter, it could be a sign of abuse or neglect. Knowledge of sexual behavior that is too advanced for a child's age could be a sign of sexual abuse. Avoiding a particular person without giving an explanation, withdrawal from friends and family, or lastly, a child regularly runs away from home. And it's not just signs to look for in children. Be aware of how parents interact with their children. If a parent avoids you or doesn't allow a child to directly answer a question about an injury, when a parent seems to isolate their child, not allow them to interact with others, if a parent is not present or does not provide supervision, or if a caregiver appears to be under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Stepping up for kids means educating yourself about the signs of abuse and reporting suspicions to people who can check out your concerns. Stepping up for kids can mean helping a parent in need. When stress is high and resources are low, parents can lose their cool. Just checking in with parents and letting them know you see them and support them can make the difference. Stepping up for kids means keeping them safe. One of the best and simplest ways is to talk with them regularly. Let them know it's not okay for another person to touch them in their private areas, the parts covered by their bathing suit. Make sure they know the proper names for their body parts. Keep the lines of communication open. Limit the amount of time that they are alone with an adult and make sure interactions are observable and interruptible. And if a child tells you that they've been abused, let them know, I believe you. I'm sorry that happened to you. And it's not your fault. If you suspect abuse, trust your gut and report it to the proper authorities. It takes a community to end the cycle of child abuse, and it takes you to step up for children.
Hi, I'm Tom Gill, and I step up for children. 15 years ago, Jane Herms, the executive director, came to me and asked if I would want to help promote the cause during April. It took about 5 minutes for me to say yes. We've held an event here. We clear out the showroom. We have recently put in probably about 200 people for that event. All types of people. A group called Bikers for Child Abuse, businesses, state governments, county governments. We've had the churches involved. I think as a community, we need to be educated, not only as a family, but as a community. I think the more education we have, the more awareness there is around what's going on and the different type of abuses, how it can happen in the home, how it can happen through technology. People have to talk about it. We can't bury it, and we have to protect our children. And I think that's a community thing. That's not just up to me as a parent. Get on Family Nurturing Center's website, learn about what they do, become educated around the problem, educated around what happens in our society. Organizations like Family Nurturing Center need supported. I want our future to continue to be a positive future that we can count on our youth to help drive and inspire.
At St. Elizabeth, your care is very personal to us. It's the reason we offer the most advanced medical technology and why we work closely with you every step of your journey. St. Elizabeth, the right care, right here.
I honestly love to paint. I'm not very good at it, but that has helped me get my focus on something positive, and it just helps with my anxiety and my PTSD. I would say that there was a lot going on growing up. I had 2 separate households. I feel like there was love, but there was a lot of battles. I definitely knew that there was an addiction. I definitely knew something's not right. Their addictions definitely made them a different type of parent. There was a lot of emotional abuse and mental abuse, getting put down, being told that pretty much I'm not good enough. And if they weren't saying it, then they were showing it, and actions speak louder than words. There was domestic violence in my house, and so a lot of the times I got caught in the middle of that, and I had to defend myself and defend my parent. When I was 16, I actually got into the foster care system. There was just a lot going on, and I had to step up and kind of say, like, this is not a good environment for me. Something needs to change. And so my foster family was more than happy to take me in. I definitely felt worthless. I felt like I wasn't good enough for anyone. Even to this day, I kind of struggle with that. Like, if my parents didn't want me, why would someone else want me? Why would someone else want to give me that attention? Therapy has helped me become a better person. It's helped me become less insecure and more of a strong woman that is able to speak out about what I went through, not be ashamed, but only grow. If there was a kid going through abuse, I would tell them that you have to speak up, that I know it may be hard, but you have to reach out for help. Talk to anyone you can. If you're in school, reach out to teachers, talk to guidance counselors, principals, any adult that you feel like you are safe with. Talk to them, tell them what you're going through. I feel like if I had the Family Nurturing Center growing up, it would have been different because I would have received resources that I need, like therapy and being able to be around more positive influences in my life. My parents could have received the help that they needed, and they would have been able to work on themselves and work on being the best parents that they could be. I would let my younger self know that everything is gonna be fine, even though you may not feel that now. You are loved, you are cared for, and you're amazing.
We are Kappa Delta, and we step up for children.
I'm Caitlin Werner, and I'm a student at Northern Kentucky University, and I'm Vice President of Community Service in Kappa Delta. Being a Kappa Delta member, we are held to very high standards, and giving back to community is our #1 priority. In the past 25 years, Kappa Delta at Northern Kentucky University has raised over $100,000 for the Family Nurturing Center, and I hope we continue to raise double, triple that for the many years to come. Every year we have an annual Shamrock 5K run and walk. It's really fun. It's something to get the community together, and 100% of our proceeds goes towards preventing child abuse. We have tables set up, so when we try to raise money, we take statistics and pass them out as well. Setting up pinwheels across the community. If you just donate $1, we'll set up a pinwheel, and that spreads awareness.
It's important for the adults to take a step, that it's not just giving a child therapy is going to help the matter, it's also adults and parents taking that step to get involved and receive the help that they need as well. It's important that this is also free because child abuse happens a lot in low-income areas, and so I feel like it's just important to have those therapists that they can have on call and talk to, and even parents when they get overwhelmed, someone they can talk to.
It's very important to keep donating and to be the voice of the children who do not have a voice. You know, it's our job as adults to help children out and to uplift them and to just constantly be a role model for them.
My name is Kick Lee. I am the founder and executive director of the Cincinnati Music Accelerator. I'm also a music producer and composer here. The poem I'll be sharing today is called I Think It's Brave by Lana Raphaela. The poem to me is something that's very powerful. My story begins at the age of 5. I got placed into foster care. My first home was a great home. I enjoyed it. My second home was a bad home. But it wasn't just me. I didn't go through it alone. I had foster siblings. And when one gets in trouble, we all get punished. I went to several different other homes. Their abuse was different. Many of them were very mental. There were others that were extremely verbal. I mean, verbal to where you might as well just hit me. It was that bad. You know, people would tell me, you're brave for going through what you went through. You're brave for speaking out and being an advocate for child abuse. You are brave for just being here, period, living. And that says so much to me and my soul. And that's why I'm just really happy to be able to share that poem, that message, to say you are brave. Don't be afraid that you are hurting, that you are going through something. You are not alone. I am Kick Lee, and I step up for children. I think it's brave. I think it's brave that you get up in the morning even if your soul is weary and your bones ache for a rest. I think it's brave that you keep on living, even if you don't know how to anymore. I think it's brave that you push away the waves rolling in every day and you decide to fight. I know there are days when you feel like giving up, but I think it's brave that you never do.
I'm Jane Herms, Executive Director of Family Nurturing Center. We're a place where people can feel safe, feel supported, and see change. April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and as uncomfortable as it can be, the only way to end the cycle of child abuse is to create conversation. Child abuse thrives in a culture of silence. Perpetrators depend and rely on us being too uncomfortable to talk about it. Our discomfort protects them, endangers others, and continues the cycle of abuse. Thanks to our participants for bravely sharing your stories. By speaking up, you are stepping up. I want to thank our honorees, Tom Gill, Mark Ayer, and the Kappa Deltas at Northern Kentucky University. They've stepped up for children and made our community a better place for children and families. I want to thank our sponsors and donors for investing in our work. We've made a conscious decision not to burden participants with fees, so they have greater access to the best services. We rely on friends like you because so many children and families rely on us. Finally, I want to thank you. We're so grateful that you've taken the time to learn about the issue of child abuse and about Family Nurturing Center. Knowledge is power, but it's only the first step. To really step up for children, you need to act. Learn the signs and symptoms of abuse. Talk to your children. Teach them about body safety, boundaries, and the importance of safe, trusted adults. Tell someone else what you've learned to break the silence and end the cycle. Your contribution to Family Nurturing Center can change the stories and statistics. Your donation can change lives. Back to you, Marty.
Thanks, Shane. You got a good arm. How lucky are we to have such an incredible resource available? Thank you for watching and learning more about the Family Nurturing Center. I hope you've learned how to notice the warning signs of child abuse and know the resources available to both children and adults. We hope you've been inspired to support this fantastic organization and to get involved. Every penny helps to further the mission of ending the cycle of child abuse. I hope you'll join me and the Family Nurturing Center in stepping up for children.